When people talk about the strongest devil in Chainsaw Man, the same names usually come up. The Gun Devil changed the course of history. The Darkness Devil overwhelmed some of the series' strongest characters without breaking a sweat. The Horsemen possess abilities capable of influencing the entire world. Yet the devil, whose name echoes throughout hell, isn't introduced as an unstoppable monster. He's introduced as Pochita, a wounded creature lying in the middle of a forest, surviving one day at a time alongside a boy who has nothing. It's hard to imagine that this small chainsaw dog once stood at the center of one of hell's greatest legends. So how did that happen? The answer begins with a rule that every devil lives by. Death doesn't work the same way for devils as it does for humans. When a devil dies on Earth, it is reborn in hell. When it dies in hell, it eventually returns to Earth. As long as the fear that created it continues to exist, the cycle repeats. That cycle shaped the entire world of devils. Battles were brutal, but death was temporary. Losing meant starting over, not disappearing forever. Every devil understood those rules, and every devil accepted them. Then there was Chainsaw Man. Long before Denji was ever born, stories about him had already spread across hell. The manga never gives us a detailed history of those battles, but it leaves enough pieces to understand why he became a legend. Devils who survived encounters with him remembered the same thing, the sound of a chainsaw. It became the last sound many of them ever heard before everything went dark. Over time, that sound became inseparable from a title, The Hero of Hell. It's a strange title because heroes usually save lives. Chainsaw Man wasn't fighting to protect devils or to rule them. Whenever conflict erupted, he simply appeared, tearing through everyone in his path before vanishing again. His actions became so unpredictable that even powerful devils treated his arrival as a disaster rather than an opportunity. Eventually, some of the most influential beings in the series united against him. The Horsemen, along with the Weapon Devils, confronted Chainsaw Man in one of the most important battles in the manga's history. Although the full fight has never been shown, its aftermath tells us everything we need to know. Chainsaw Man survived. He escaped to Earth so badly injured that he could no longer maintain the terrifying form that had become famous in hell. The creature who once fought armies of devils was reduced to a small body with a chainsaw sticking out of his head. That's the version Denji found. What followed wasn't destiny or prophecy. It was two lonely individuals helping each other survive. Denji shared the little food he had. Pochita helped him hunt devils. Neither of them expected anything more than making it through another day. That simple relationship became the emotional heart of Chainsaw Man. While the rest of the world would eventually see Pochita as a weapon, Denji only ever saw a friend. Everything changed when the Yakuza betrayed Denji. With no way to save his own life, Pochita chose to save someone else's. He became Denji's heart and asked for only one thing in return. He wanted Denji to live the life that neither of them had ever been allowed to experience. That decision created the Chainsaw Man the world would come to know. At first, the attention surrounding Denji seemed obvious. A human capable of transforming into a devil was bound to attract enemies. But as the story progressed, a different picture emerged. Public Safety wasn't simply interested in Denji. Makima wasn't fascinated by chainsaws. The Horsemen weren't searching for an ordinary hybrid. All of them were chasing something hidden inside Pochita himself, because the legend of the Hero of Hell was never built on his battles alone. It was built on an ability unlike anything else in Chainsaw Man, one that could alter reality in ways even the strongest devils could never achieve. And once that ability is understood, every decision surrounding Pochita suddenly starts to make sense. By now, one thing should be clear. Pochita's reputation wasn't built simply because he could defeat powerful devils. There was another reason his name spread across hell, and it was significant enough to make figures like Makima pursue him with absolute determination. That ability deserves a discussion of its own because it changes the way we understand Pochita's place in the story. So in part 2, we'll break down the power that made him one of the most feared beings in Chainsaw Man, why the Horsemen wanted to control it, and why that single ability could reshape the world itself.